Hi, Kashify. Now I've decided you can take this. Now, basically, I want to tell you I think that your philosophy is somewhat childish, and I mean that in the positive sense as well, that you might be able to read into that. It's good to be a child, and this is often why I try not to be too blunt against these strains of philosophy, but you keep sort of coming at me with a similar approach and with the spear of yours, and you do it with a smile on your face. And I'm not annoyed with you as a person, but it's a somewhat of an annoyance philosophically. And you keep coming, and you seem to realize, well, I've blocked that. I've taken that into account. I've taken that into account. I've taken that into account. So the thing is it's an immature philosophy because it's very childish in essence. Because if you're going to question all knowledge equally, that's a childish thing. That's the kind of thing a child will do. Go question everything equally. But really, you go out into the field and there's a man worshiping at an altar and you challenge his knowledge, and fine, and you feel very mature and big. But then you're going to walk along and you come down to the bank of the river and there's a guy building a bridge, and you're going to tell him, well, what you need to do is forget everything you know about how to build a bridge, and then you will know the true bridge. No, no. To earn the right to question things from a mature vantage point requires knowing what to respect of knowledge. And if you just go and challenge everything, that's quite another matter. Or I think, you're like that jester in Zarathustra that leaps over the tightrope walker. But don't pretend I have fallen. I have not fallen. It does not shock me. I am prepared for these things. You keep pointing to these sort of mystical experiences. If you will have these mystical experiences, then you will know. Well, see, I believe I have had that. I have managed to shed my sense of self in meditation for long enough to get an idea, to get an impression of these states that are implied. Now, have I had the totally perfect one? Well, I don't know. I just think that for people to say there's an inaccessible state of mind, once you get it, then you'll see. And here you are, having not necessarily gotten that state of mind, and yet you're still believing in it. And you do that from the point of view of somebody that's experienced it. Yeah, if somebody actually did experience it, but you're asking me to imagine that someone experienced it, and then take the feeling of certainty associated with such an experience, and then pretend that's real. Well, I've had fractured states of self and dissolved states of self, and to me it all felt like the null state of a human brain. It's like the idle state where things are actually going on, but it's the pace. But you just keep wanting to say there's some perfect state of mind where whatever you will is going to be true, and that's another thing. I think that's true, but I believe the mature interpretation of that is to realize that you need to know the limits of your will, right? That if you use your will, you can achieve whatever you want, but it's like you have to will a house. You don't just picture the house. No, you picture the house. That leads to further acts of will, namely going and getting the lumber and the nails and building the actual house with your actual hands. That is the beautiful reality of manifesting. You use your body. Your will affects your body. Your visualization, it all meant to affect your body, and that's how you use your will. The more you learn the limits of your will, ironically, then the more you can overcome them.